Hey Periscope, good morning Facebook. So it is Wednesday, it's hump day. Let's be excited. Let's get excited about we got 2 more days left in this work week for those who work on Monday through Friday. For those who work on the weekends, I'm sorry. Not sorry. But it's Wednesday and this is Convo with Nikki. And so I've watched videos and I try to make sure that a lot of the stuff that I do is I don't use other people's videos, but because I'm new to this, I kind of watch their videos and make sure that stuff that they say, and so I follow people. I'll get to that, you know what, because it's part of my topic. So I first want to say to everyone, thank you for tuning in on Monday. Monday was a crazy day for me emotionally as a parent. Good morning, everybody. Monday was, for those who were unable to tune in, please go back and look at Convo with Nikki. I actually, in that day, I did about 3 videos. And so the first video was celebration. I was celebrating my niece Jada, who this year of 2016, going into her 2016, decided that she would not let the things that she had endured in her past dictate where she was going. And so by doing so, she had an opportunity to share her story through art. And so what she did is she used No More Excuses, which those who may not know is my business. But she used that title to define how she would move forward in her life. So she would take away all of her excuses to move forward in her life. So good morning, everyone, again. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, Monique. Good morning, Mr. Moody. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Letitia. Good morning to all of my people on Periscope. So first, before we get started or really get into depth, if you look at the bottom on Facebook, if you look at the bottom of the screen, yes, I got on a Christmas outfit, Mr. Moody. You can come and sit on my lap and tell me if you've been good or bad. But anyways, so if you look at the bottom of your screen on Facebook, there's a button that says share. If you hit the share button, it'll automatically share it to all of the people that you are friends with or that see, that you're on their timeline, because this is a platform for greatness. I'm going to continue to speak it because that is what it is. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. First, I kind of like when I first started this. Wow, my sister Christian is on here, you guys. But she is usually never on here. But no, so this is a platform for greatness. This is, so I speak that now. So that then you all can be a part of what greatness is set up for me and my life. So those that are on Periscope, there are 3 dots at the bottom of your screen. If you hit that button and share it, it'll share to all your Twitter followers. So good morning. Good morning, CT. Not Miss Claus Coker. Yes, I love you too, Christian. So again, I was thanking everybody for tuning in on Monday. Monday was really a crazy day. So like I said, the first part of the morning was celebration with Jada. And then on the later part of the day, I took off work to go and follow my 15-year-old son around school. So some people had, everybody have their opinions. But I also talked about emotionally as a parent how we decided that we wanted to be parents. So the sacrifice comes from us. Even when they don't want to, when they don't want us to, we don't turn off because we have a job. And so that was part of it. And then I also had a moment of revelation as a parent again that we can't take everybody's word about our children because they're an adult. And so just kind of learning our kids and knowing your children so that when it's time for you to stand up for them, you can. When it's time for you to be unmovable and stand beside them, then you can. When it's time for you to advocate for them, because that's what we are for them. When they're good, when they're doing right, that's our time. But sometimes we get so caught up in because that's what the teacher said, or that's what the principal said, or that's because that's what another adult said, that it has become the truth of our children. But if we don't know our children, then we can't hold anybody else accountable to knowing our kids. We're supposed to defend them and stand up for them at any time. And the crazy part about Monday's video is that I actually showed it to Nate. So Nate, the first video, he said, "Mom, you know this video 25 minutes? Oh, I'm not watching it." I said, "I respect that." He said, "But I'll watch the end because I know you probably built up all your emotions by the end." So he watched the end of the first video and then he watched all of the second video. And even though he was like, "You was in gym class recording?" He said, and he saw my passion and he understood why I do what I do. So that was Monday. So I welcome you again to this Wednesday. Again, I'm asking everyone to share the video today. If you look at the bottom of your screen, there's a share button, whether you're on Periscope or on Facebook. Today I'm going to talk about, so I know everybody most of the people that are on Facebook, have you all ever clicked on those like stupid tests? Like you click the test and it kind of tells you something like the quote for your life or who you're in love with or your favorite picture or all of those things. And so I did one of those. I mean, I do them all the time and I kind of post them or whatever. And it had been on my heart to talk about this one particular thing, and it happened to show up again in my on my little test I did this morning. So yes, I talk about love a lot, but that's actually not my focus today. I mean, it may be, depending on how you want to use it, but a few of my girlfriends, my sisters, my babes are have decided to do this thing, and it's called Jump. Not necessarily that it's called Jump, but they have decided that this is at the end of the year in their life, they're deciding to jump into something new. They're deciding to jump into some greatness. They're deciding to jump into some unexpected waters. They're deciding to jump. You know, you heard that catchphrase probably when we were growing up. Oh, he jumped off the porch or whatever. Yeah, we're not talking about jumping off no porch because it ain't number like 3 steps on the porch. I mean, if you got a nice porch, I mean, you might got 10 steps. But no, these ladies have decided they're going to jump off a cliff into greatness. And I applaud them. I am excited for them. I am excited about seeing where they're going. It's actually something that stemmed from Steve Harvey. So those that know me know I love Steve Harvey. I love Kevin Hart. If you ever want to take me somewhere, those are the places you can take me. But anyways, Steve Harvey and his motivation. Some people don't agree with it, and I don't really care. But his motivation for greatness is amazing. And so Steve Harvey has a book, and I think it's entitled like Jump or something. And so he created this challenge. It's a 21-day challenge. I don't know if it's too late for people to join in, but I kind of want to talk about it only because my quote for today, and the shirt I had on yesterday, weird, was hashtag faith over fear. My quote for today, which I'm going to actually post later, pretty much says faith over fear. And those who know me know that like no more excuses and helping people and doing this. This is scary for me, right? So getting in front of you guys is, although it may seem easy, it may seem like I got it all together or whatever. I get in front of the screen before I start talking, my hands sweat, my stomach getting knots, and then I just get on here. So this is kind of like my push, but there are certain things that happen when you have to jump, right? So the reason that I have kind of like put the two together, so jumping and faith over fear, for me, I'm not saying this for you. I'm saying that, I am saying that for this season in me, in order for me to jump, I had to remove all of this fear, all of this doubt, all of this hard stuff, all of what the naysayers may say, all of what y'all opinions may be, right? I had to put that to the side and understand my purpose and just do it. So that's pretty much the premises of the jump, right? Some people are forced to jump. A big part of me wants to leave here, which is, y'all, I know I'm at work, leave here and go and jump. Like jump so hard that it make people head spin. That's my insight. And I'm telling you guys only because that's where I am. And then there's this fear of stuff, right? So this is me being transparent. This is me sharing. This is me, because there's somebody out here who has this idea, this grand idea, this multi-million-dollar idea, this branding scheme, this business idea, this product idea that is the thing for them to be great. But because of fear, they won't jump. Understanding that even in those who are great that decide to jump, they're going to hit a rock. And we're talking about jumping off cliffs. We're not talking about jumping off porches. We're talking about jumping off a high place, not low places. We're talking about jumping where when you get up there, to get to wherever you're trying to go, it's going to take you a minute. It's not a guarantee but know there are going to be rocks, bumps, bruises, and all of that stuff in this process. When you jump, you're not deciding that this is going to be easy. In the jump, you have decided that this is going to be hard. And I am willing to do whatever it takes to get to the other side, to get to where my end is, to get to where my stuff is. That is what we're deciding to say. That is when we decided that we're going to remove this fear and put faith in its place and understand that with this, all things great are going to come to pass. So yes, it can be for relationships, for those who know that I kind of talk about that. Because love comes with a cost. You can jump into something, right? With no parachute, with no nothing, and then you get there and realize, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be. But if that is a part of your vision, if that is a part of where you're supposed to be, know that all things come with work. Even in this jump. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Nicole. Congratulations, Nicole. Know that when you go to jump, know that all things that you do is going to come with you to do some work, right? Regardless of how great your idea or how detailed your plan or how that just because it's a detailed plan does not mean that you may not have to go back and tweak it and go back and do some more work. This is saying that I'm going to remove this fear to understand that I'm going to walk and activate a faith that this is going to happen. That I'm going to change my language. Kind of like what I do on here every morning. I know that you all are probably tired of hearing me say, please everyone hit the share button at the bottom. Please hit because ultimately, if I want greatness, then I have to say to you that this is what I want. This is what this is. I speak it into an existence. I remove my fear and I walk in the faith that it will be. But that's up to me. Even in this jump, like Combo with Nikki to me was one of my smaller jumps. It was a smaller jump because it's natural. It was a harder jump because it's unnormal for me, right? So it's natural for me to talk because that's what I do. What is not normal for me is to get on a live and speak, and I may mess up and I may not have words, and it's not scripted, and I don't have, as you can see on this table, I don't have pen and paper to say, oh, I need to bring up this point, I need to write this point. That I'm willing to be transparent if that means that I cry, if that means that I laugh, if that means that I'm hurt or I'm broken, that I'm vulnerable enough for people who do not know me, people who may judge me, for people who may look at me and point when they see me in the streets, or who may use these things to hurt me or bring me harm, that I remove that fear to walk in greatness. That was a small faith step for me, which has also set me up to redo and re-jump on some things, right? So yes, I'm telling you, I'm re-jumping. So I jumped with No More Excuses 2 years ago. This is me being transparent, and I know Letitia is somewhere ready to hit a bunch of hearts and act crazy. No More Excuses is about to re-jump. What you mean, Nicole? When I set forth the idea and the plan and the purpose and the mission of No More Excuses 2 years ago, I jumped off the porch kind of fast, and I did say a porch. My vision was huge, right? My understanding of what it took was minimal. Big difference. So my idea is like huge. I knew what I wanted. I thought, well, at least I had an idea of all this stuff I wanted to do and focus on women, and this is what I was going to do. So I jumped. And I took some people with me. I got some people to jump with me. In 2017, No More Excuses is about to jump again, and I am jumping alone. Not without support, not without people who are willing to work, but the jump is about to happen with me. Meaning that I'm not going to look to my left or look to my right to see who is standing beside me, but because I know that greatness is supposed to come, that greatness is supposed to be here, that I am jumping, period. I'm not jumping and consulting a person who's never seen or never done what I do. Also, that's what I want to talk about at the beginning. So like sometimes we get so connected with our friendships and our relationships that have been that we don't understand that you can rebuild things that were never there for greatness, right? So why would I go and talk to somebody about jumping that has never ever jumped, not even from hopscotch to hopscotch? I'm talking about, why would I talk to you about that I'm doing something new, I'm doing something different, and expect you to support me? Well, you have no clue or no idea what it takes to sacrifice to get to where I am. Or why would I hold you accountable to speak greatness over me, right? When you don't even understand the vision and your thought process is that I am the same Nicole of 5 years ago. Nope, I'm not probably talking to you. And then can you join in? Can you help and can you support? Yes. But who I share my vision with, I have a selective few. Everybody is not set up and meant to hear about your jump or where you're jumping to or why you're jumping. Nicole, well, why are you sharing? I'm sharing because I have been given a platform to share. My calling has been that I share my life story so other people can heal. So that is why I share. But no, I didn't give you no verbatim of how to get there. If you need it, then call me. Because know that everyone who tunes into your live feeds, to your Instagram posts, to your Facebooks, to your Snapchats are not set up and guaranteed for your good. What I learned and I heard, and I don't talk about, I'm not talking about faith, but I may not say God often on here, not because I don't believe and not because I don't trust, but ultimately because sometimes some people just need to hear something else. And they should be able to see the God in you without you saying it the whole time. But one of the things that I have realized is that if I want more, or when I speak to God and ask him, to help me through or get me through a place, and I share my heart with him, note that he is not the only person that hears you. The ruler of this particular world is the devil. So if he can hear you, right? If you're saying, God help me, then know that the adversary also can hear you. If you're saying, God, I want to be great, and you're speaking these things over your life, then know that the adversary also hears the same things you're speaking over your life. So his job is to kill, steal, and destroy anything that's good. So if he hears you saying, I'm going to be great, know that the attack you have just said and set up yourself for an attack. If you do not prepare yourself for battle, you will lose. Nicole, what you mean? So I'm talking, let's go back to Monday, to my son. So I speak greatness over my kids. Any hashtag that you see, anything I say is that my children will be great, period. Because I say so. But what I also have to learn to do is also speak to the things that come against them. Because if I don't say anything to those things, then those things have now access to them. It's up to me to protect them. The same thing with jumping. Know that when you have decided to jump and decided to go and do something different and decided to go and be great, decided to jump into a new relationship, because new relationships are great at the beginning, right? But know that if you continue on this path of not speaking greatness and then speaking to the adverse thing that's coming against it, that you have set yourself up for failure. So in the faith over fear, your faith also that you're activating, you also have to activate your faith against the things that come against you. So protect my heart, protect my mind, right? So you have to speak to those things that can be attacked. But if you decide not to speak to those things, if you decide that you're not going to protect yourself, then you've left yourself open for adversity to come harder. Know when there is greatness, there's only adversity to show up. So I was like, why is Nate getting hit so hard? Why are things like so rough this year? Because there's a greater in him. And if I don't make sure he gets to the place of greatness, then I have failed him. The same thing with No More Excuses. This year, at the beginning of the year, we had so much stuff that we were going to do, right? And then immediately life happened. Letitia is on here somewhere. She's been there with me through the whole year. She's the one that can probably tell you the most, like, life happened. I got sidetracked. I got focused on other stuff. My life kind of crumbled and I kind of let everything crumble. I'm being transparent so that you understand that in business and in life, stuff happens. But do I consider that I failed, or have I learned from it and I go back to it? Do I learn from it and then do I go back to it and then I become greater? Right? So I have to refocus, relook at, re-deal, and then re-jump. Bigger and higher, but smarter. But that's up to me because this is my life. Right? Some people are forced to jump. So some people, my prayer is that I don't end up being forced, which means that I kind of lose my job and then I don't have no other choice but to do NMX and do Convo with Nikki, big, huge, wide. Or you can plan your jump. Right? But understand that even with this jump of newness and of greatness, the parachute may not come out when you want it to. You have to be prepared for the rocky moment, for the rocky landing. But know that there is going to be a landing at the end. You have to know that there's going to be something great for you at the end, but you have to be willing to remove the fear. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Sterling. Please share. you have to realize what we're talking about today. We're talking about jumping, right? And it definitely stemmed. I don't want to take no credit. It stemmed from Steve Harvey. He's doing a jump challenge, and I have some women in my life who are doing this challenge. It's a 21-day challenge to jump into something great. Those who are on it or a part of it can just type in or talk about your experience, because I want people to share. People should be able to come to Convo with Nikki with some like-minded people who are willing to and who are understanding of greatness, right? Or wanting to get a better understanding of how to be great. That is ultimately my life goal for the people that come into contact with me. Up until the day you had an excuse as to why you cannot be whatever you set out to be. Some of the premises of no more excuses. You know, so in jumping and deciding to make this big jump, you have to remove your fear. That's probably the hardest part to get to the jump. And they both complain to me about this fear. But they have to understand that because they jumped, the fear has already subsided. So we won't even have to speak on the fear. We just have to move forward in the greatness. Good morning, Miss Boyd. But a lot of times, because of our fears, it holds us back. We get stuck in a place where we can't move forward. We get stuck in a place where we worry about what they may say. Who cares what they will say? Because in this road, it won't be a lot of days. It'll be you. The sleepless nights and the planning and I can only speak for me when it comes to my events and the stuff that I do. A lot of times I'm up, it's me. Can I call somebody? I probably could. But the vision was given to me. Just because they're my team does not mean that they understand, or they understand, but they don't have my vision. I used to be a armor bearer for my pastor's wife, Karen White. Those that know me know that's my other mama. And to be an armor bearer or to be a support for a man or woman of God, your role is to ultimately push your vision aside, to see theirs, come into agreement with their vision and push them through. You become their confidant. You become everything because you believe that their vision is, right? You believe that their vision is and will come to pass. And you support them in all things. The team that I will have this year, I don't know where God gonna send them from, because I don't know who they are. But they will somewhat be of the same, right? The team I had before are wonderful women who have wonderful businesses and wonderful organizations that they're birthing out, that they've birthed out. And they still support me because I did not leave on ill terms. As a matter of fact, I think 3 of them are on here this morning. Great women. But we can't call ourselves leader and are still learning how to lead. So I spent this year learning that it's okay to delegate, right? That it's okay to share the reign. It's okay to learn to trust somebody, to give them something and believe that they can do it. But as a leader, you have to understand that. But if you've never led, or you don't even know that that's a part of it, then how do you expect to lead a team to greatness when you're still processing it yourself? So I'm ready, right? I'm ready to re-jump. Excuse me, y'all. My bad, I'm back. I'm ready to re-jump. I'm ready now because I took a whole 2016 to kind of deal with foolishness and deal with my life. And I'm not telling you it's perfect, and I'm not telling you I got it all together. I'm telling you that certain things that I dealt with in 2016, I won't take into 17. And we always say that. We always have these moments of, no, I ain't doing that, and this is not my resolution. This is my truth. Right? And I'm saying it out loud, so now I have whoever's viewing to hold me accountable. You should have accountability partners. Somebody that when they know your heart and they know your thing, right? They can come back and say, so Nicole, look, this right here is what you said on December the 14th, that this is where we was going to be by February 15th. Where are we? In business and in your jump, you're going to need that. Because jumping is new. So sometimes you're going to be jumping and you're going to realize that this parachute is flowing from side to side. Wait a minute. Where is the parachute? This bump was not right here. Oh, forget it. I'm not going back. I forgot what I was even jumping for. No, you need an accountability partner to reel you right back in. Right? To hear you cry, to hear you be frustrated, to hear you be sad, to hear you be mad. But the catch is to remove the fear. So I say to you today, remove the fear. Write a plan. Or at least write a vision. So some of y'all might be like, Nicole, you asking me to do a whole lot. Right. It is a lot. Life is a lot. But if you remove the fear and at least be able to write the vision out. It could be scribble scrabble. It don't have to be organized. Because right now, this is for you. But just write your vision out. It don't have to be detailed. Just write it out. At least write out the end goal. But you have to put something on paper to then hold yourself accountable. Exactly, coach. And then you find a partner that you trust. Share it. And then work on a plan. The jump is actually knowing where you're going. So as long as you got a vision, I'm saying you can jump. This is just me, and I'm not telling you that I know exactly. But I'm saying once you have a vision, then in your jumping will be your planning. And your jumping will be how this will make money for you. Sometimes you have to disconnect from the people that are around you too. Because they become weights. So when you jump, and these weights of people are on your ankles, where do you think you're going? So before you jump, release some stuff. Some people, some places, some things. Because all of those people, places, and things can't go with you to greatness. That's the scary part. But remove that fear. Remove those things so that when you jumping free. You don't jump with burdens and heavy things on you, because when you jump with those things, I mean, this is not science class, but if you got some weights on you and you drop it, it's going to probably go faster down. Not to soar to greatness. Not to soar and float to greatness. So remove those things. And soar. And jump. And be great.